Welcome to Royal Daily Report, your trusted source for royal news and stories. I'm your host, and today we bring you an investigation that could change everything we thought we knew about Meghan Markle. Don't forget to subscribe to Royal Daily Report and hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Imagine opening a file in Chicago and finding a record that should never exist. A name, a date, and a hidden piece of history pointing straight to Meghan Markle. Not the actress, not the Duchess, but a teenager in 1995 connected to a baby no one was ever supposed to know about. For decades, her official story has been polished to perfection. Graduation, gap year, college, Hollywood, then royalty. But behind that perfect line of events lies a sealed secret, one that begins in the summer of 1994. And once you see how it starts, you'll understand why Chicago birth records may hold the most dangerous truth Meghan Markle has ever tried to bury. It's June 1994. Meghan Markle is fresh out of Immaculate Heart High School. While classmates plan college trips and summer adventures, Meghan's path suddenly turns into the shadows. She travels to Las Vegas, not for lights or glamour, but for something entirely different. In a small hidden chapel just off the Strip, Meghan stands beside Joe Giuliano. No friends from school, no photographs, no announcements in the local paper. Just Meghan, Joe, and two quiet family witnesses. The ceremony is quick, hushed, almost designed to disappear the moment it's over. But here's where the story turns. Within months, the marriage isn't dissolved in the usual way. It's annulled, and the paperwork is locked away under seal. That single decision raises the first red flag. Teenagers make mistakes. Young marriages fall apart. But when nothing is supposed to hide, why bury the record where no one can see it? Why place a legal lock on a story the world was never meant to know? This sealed record is the spark that starts everything that follows. Because when you hide something this early, you don't just erase the past. You create a hole big enough to swallow the truth. If you're enjoying this investigation, make sure you're subscribed to Royal Daily Report. We bring you the stories others won't tell. Officially, Meghan graduates in June 1994, then takes a gap year before starting at Northwestern University in fall 1995. On paper, it looks harmless. A year to travel, discover herself, prepare for adulthood. But look closer, and that gap year collapses into a black hole. No exchange programs, no study abroad forms, no photographs from overseas trips, no school or government records confirming where she went or what she did. For 12 months, Meghan Markle's life is a blank page. And this missing year lines up perfectly with two life-changing events, the Vegas wedding and the alleged pregnancy. While the official story claims she was finding herself, what if she was really hiding? What if that missing year wasn't about self-discovery at all, but about concealing a chapter too explosive for her future image? That empty year isn't just suspicious. It's the perfect cover for a secret that begins with a chapel in Las Vegas and ends with whispers of a child in Chicago. To understand what happened next, you have to understand Joe Giuliano and the family Meghan married into. The Giulianos weren't Hollywood. They weren't chasing cameras or headlines. They were a traditional Italian-American family rooted in Chicago. Quiet, private, protective. The kind of family that kept their world behind closed doors. Joe himself was known as calm, loyal, and family-oriented, the opposite of chaos. The kind of person who lived by strict values. Those values shaped everything. Marriage first, children raised within the family. Problems handled privately. When Meghan began talking about college, acting, and building a life in the public eye, those values clashed hard with her ambitions. The Giulianos didn't want publicity. Meghan wanted the stage. It wasn't just a marriage of two young people. It was the collision of two worlds, one determined to keep things silent, the other destined to demand the spotlight. And that quiet conflict, that tug-of-war between privacy and ambition, is what set the stage for the decision that would define the next 3 decades. Stay with Royal Daily Report as we uncover more shocking details. By mid-1995, the whispers become reality. According to sources tied to the Giuliano family, Meghan discovers she is pregnant just months after the Vegas wedding. And then the turning point. A baby girl is allegedly born that summer. But instead of raising the child herself, Meghan agrees to an arrangement. The Giuliano family will take the baby in as their own. No adoption papers, no official filings, no announcements, nothing that could ever tie her name to Meghan Markle. This wasn't a mistake. It was deliberate. A choice designed to erase the baby from Meghan's story and secure her future in the public eye. The Giulianos, guided by their traditional values, embraced the child as part of their household. Meghan, on the other hand, stepped back into the shadows, leaving no public trace. The child would grow up in Chicago, safe inside the Giuliano home. No cameras, no spotlight, not even her real mother's name attached to her. A childhood lived in plain sight, but officially invisible. Just months after the child's birth, Meghan and Joe finalized the annulment. But once again, this is no ordinary ending. The annulment is sealed instantly without explanation. What should have been a simple teenage misstep instead vanishes behind a locked file. For Meghan, this marked the break. She never called, never visited, never looked back. From that moment forward, she wiped the Giuliano chapter clean from her public identity. But Joe didn't disappear. By all accounts, he remained in the child's life, visiting, staying connected, raising her within the protective circle of his family. Meghan, meanwhile, boarded a new train entirely, preparing to enter Northwestern University that fall. It was a clean trade. Meghan got her freedom, her education, her blank slate. The Giulianos got the child with one condition etched into silence. This story must never reach the light of day. Don't go anywhere. Royal Daily Report has more exclusive details coming up. From here, the story splits in two. In Chicago, the Giuliano family carries on quietly. A child is raised with a new identity, shielded from curious eyes, living a life outside any traceable connection to Meghan. Neighbors may see her at gatherings, but she's never introduced, never explained. Meanwhile, Meghan reinvents herself. She joins Northwestern's theater program, makes new friends, starts shaping the identity the world would eventually come to know. The past is gone. The Vegas chapel, the annulment, the child all treated as if they never existed. The Giulianos continue on their path of silence, protecting their own. Meghan forges ahead on hers, determined to step into fame, then royalty, and the silence holds. For years, it holds, but silence is never perfect. It leaks, and eventually those small leaks grow too heavy to ignore. In Chicago, the story was never shouted. It was whispered in kitchens, noticed in passing, carried quietly in the background of everyday life. Neighbors recall seeing a little girl at Giuliano family gatherings. She was there at birthdays, at cookouts, at holidays, but no one was ever told exactly who she belonged to. When questions came, the answers were vague. A relative's child, family, and that was that. She didn't appear in school newsletters. She wasn't in public records that could connect her to Meghan Markle. On paper, she didn't exist. But in reality, she was always there. A child who'd lived among relatives, but cloaked in silence. Every detail carefully managed so that one truth never broke the surface: that her mother was the young woman who had just walked away to become someone the world would later idolize. This is Royal Daily Report, bringing you the truth the mainstream media won't show you. Years pass. Meghan's name grows bigger from student to actress to duchess. And still, the silence holds. But silence never lasts forever. A family friend recalls talk of a Vegas situation involving Meghan, a phrase tossed around but never explained. Another relative, in a moment of unguarded honesty, refers to the girl as Meghan's before she was ours. 7 words that weigh heavier than any rumor. These weren't internet theories or online chatter. These were private words spoken quietly by people tied directly to the family. No TikTok, no gossip pages, just memory. And memory is harder to erase than any sealed record. Now, step into the present. Somewhere in Chicago, most likely living an ordinary life, is a woman about 29 or 30 years old. She goes to work. She sees her family. She shops for groceries. She scrolls through her phone like anyone else. But look closer, and the story changes. She carries the same eyes, the same bone structure, the same bloodline. She has never stood beside Meghan Markle in public. She has never been introduced as her daughter, yet she is connected to a decision made decades ago in a tiny Las Vegas chapel. This is not a rumor created by strangers. This is a missing family member hidden beneath layers of silence, raised in plain sight, but separated from her true name. And today, she may not even realize how important her story really is. Keep watching Royal Daily Report for the full story. And this is where everything hangs in balance. For 30 years, silence has been the shield. Sealed annulment records, a vanished gap year. a child raised under another family's name. Every piece designed to keep two worlds apart, but silence doesn't last forever. One document, one voice, one revelation could shatter the entire construction. If this was only teenage regret, why seal the records? If no child existed, why let the Giuliano family raise someone never spoken of again? The truth is fragile, but fragility doesn't mean weakness. It means that with the slightest pressure, the silence could break. And once it does, everything changes. Imagine the moment that daughter steps forward. Imagine the headlines, the questions, the fallout. This isn't about rumor or speculation. It's about a secret that has lingered too long, hidden under royal titles, Hollywood fame, and decades of silence. And now, for the first time, that silence is starting to crack. This has been Royal Daily Report. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this exclusive investigation, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with others who want to know the truth. Hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we post new content. We'll see you in the next report. Until then, stay informed, stay curious, and keep questioning. This is Royal Daily Report, signing off.